Hi, I'm Cummins, Cork City striker. Well, I say since I was about 7 or 8, I started playing with Tramore there from under age 11. I think we used to train up by Closh Creastery actually on Sunday mornings. I can remember that. Then I think I went to Corinthians when I was under 14, and I only spent a year there before I went back to Tramore. Because before Tramore, being honest, and when I was 18, I went down to Cove. Then I really started going from there. Then I used to go to some games, all right, on Sundays, the Cork City games on Sundays, like the Sunday afternoon. Realistically, there was nothing really else to do, like on a Sunday, and I used to go down and watch a couple of games, all right, like so. I really wouldn't have known anything else about any other clubs or anything like that. I remember at the time City used to be good rivals with Pats at the time. It used to be the main team, so I used to try and get down to them games if I could. Like I remember going down and they were going for the league or something. They lost 2-1 or something. Pat Morley scored or something, and there was some crowd at that. In fairness, like we were down there about 3 hours before kick-off, and there was still a good buzz. So that's all. I don't remember when I stopped going to games, to be honest. So I used to go down all right for Sunday games when it was the Winter League and stuff. I suppose I used to follow Blackburn, so I used to be looking at Shearer and Sutton when I was younger as the main strike force to focus on. But when you're younger, I never even played a striker till I was what, 17 maybe. So I was never really looking at strikers. I was always kind of a centre mid or centre back, that kind of way. So I never really looked at strikers that way, you know. Well, I suppose that I always loved seeing Zinedine Zidane was the main man to look at. Like, I mean, it was a pity he was in the Italian league for so long. You actually got to watch a couple of things, and they used to have an Italian programme on Sunday mornings there. I used to watch that, but it was mainly Zidane when I was growing up. I suppose it'll be messy for everyone else, no, but I just think Zidane was absolutely brilliant. Like, he would have been the man I would have looked up to. I used to play Gaelic, alright. I was absolutely rubbish at hurling, so I never took interest in that. I used to play Gaelic with Nemo Rangers, and we had a very successful side. Like, we won a lot of counties on the way up, and towards the end when I actually quit, I was starting to break into their senior team and stuff, into the panel like that. But I think when I was down in Cove, before I actually signed the contract, I got injured playing GA, and I was told you're not allowed to play anymore. So like, that was the end of me with GA. But I enjoyed GA. I'd still go back and play it now. If I could, I'd play it, but this is the way things are at the moment. Like, you have to focus on soccer really. But last year I was thinking of looking at maybe signing for Fingal or Pats. I actually had agreed to sign for St. Pat's. I was going to go up there, sign the next day, but Roddy Collins rang me the next day, and I would have preferred to stay in Cork the whole time. I was looking to sign for the old club, like, but unfortunately things didn't work out with the old club, and then the new club started, and I think it's been a success story so far anyway, for me personally anyway, but the club has been fantastic as well. And I mean, it's the main club in the League of Ireland to play for anyway, so I was delighted when I signed there. No, I never seemed to actually get a good goal, you know. I never actually seemed to get one that's outside the box. I don't think, you know, in my career in League of Ireland I've ever scored a goal outside the box. But I suppose when I was looking back on it, the Waterford one last year was a good memory for me, because I remember we were losing and I was starting to get a bit of a slack off the crowd, and I remember I played down in Turner's Cross against them before that, and I had an absolute nightmare. So it was good. That goal really felt pretty good, like, to score against your old club, and especially after getting, I've nothing against the club, it was just the crowd were like getting on my nerves. So maybe that's the stick out one, because I don't think like I said, I don't think I scored one outside the box like in a couple of years. I suppose winning the league with Cove in my first year, you know, I'd never won a league schoolboys or anything, so just to do that in my first full year of Aircom League was something special. Like, I remember going up there, I remember the nerves and everything. It plays a great part, because I don't think we were even known that we the lowest budget, I think, that year when we won it, so we weren't really known that we could go up and win it, but it was a fantastic achievement. But I think also as well, last year playing for the Irish 23 side was very good. Like, it was a great experience. It was great to represent my country. Like, I mean, I don't even think I got onto Cork teams when I was younger, so it was a great achievement. Well, I suppose that it all depends. Like, I follow Blackburn, but, like, you know, I'd like to play with a club that, like, seems to have good crowds every week and stuff. I suppose you'd prefer to play in the league. I suppose Arsenal would be a great club to play for if you got the chance. There's a great stadium, they play great football, like, but I suppose I'd look at Arsenal. I don't think I'd ever stand a chance playing with them, but I'd be still good.
Questions for Graham Cummins, and I want to know what he eats before a game when we're going on away trips and why we have to smell him the whole way up on the bus.
I suppose it was Dougie last week actually that must have had something bad because he made it pretty bad up in Shell, so I don't know, I try and eat as much as I can before games so I can have a lot of energy to burn, so I don't know, the lads just always give me slack for it, but I don't know. For next week's interview, I'd like to nominate Stephen Mulcahy and I'd like to ask him how does he eat his Cadbury's cream egg. I'm Graham Cummins, this is your city, your club.